Well, I'm Conductor Bob, and I welcome those who just joined us here on the Greenfield Village Railroad. We'll be leaving this station, headed up to Firestone Station at the entry-exit area to Greenfield Village. I have to go over the safety rules again. First of all, if you have small children, we ask that the adults place themselves on the outside of the road. If that's not practical, make sure they're held or easily within your reach. Second, we ask everyone to remain safely and properly seated. That means keeping your head, hands, and feet inside the car and not switching seats during the time the train's in motion. Last but not least, no vaping, smoking, eating, or drinking on the train except bottled water. If you have some, take your sip, then put the cap back on it. Now, as we leave the station here, we'll be headed up to Highspeed Station, as I mentioned. The train will then have one more trip only to this point, and everyone will have to get off at this point to stay on. The other train will continue running up until 5 o'clock today. Now, the building up ahead of you, the big one, is our roundhouse. It was part of the Detroit, Toledo, Milwaukee Railroad, and it was in use there. It was built there in 1864, and then it went out of use as a roundhouse, and it became a factory where they made some kind of ovens, and then they ended up shutting down, and Henry Ford got it in 1990. They started building it here and opened it shortly after that. We do maintain all of our 3 coal-fired steam engines in there. All the other rail equipment gets its maintenance done out here, and we even rebuilt that tractor we just passed last year. There are presenters in there who can tell you all about it. Now, the pine trees that you're looking at on your left hide Liberty Craft Works, where we have glass blowing, pottery making, a print shop, and also a printing shop. In addition, there is a gift shop. Now we're coming around the corner here into our largest working farm. That is Firestone Farm. It was brought here from Columbiana County, Ohio, and was the birthplace of Harvey Firestone, the Firestone Tire Rubber Company. Up in the barn, there's some lambs that will go in this spring. And in the farmhouse, they actually prepare a meal each day for lunch for all the farm workers. Now we're coming into Firestone Station. This is the entry exit to Greenfield Village, but we hope you've had a pleasant day and hope you have plans to fill out the rest of your day, being here at Greenfield Village, in the museum, or wherever else you might be going. I'll be going out of service as I reach Smith Creek Station next round, this round. We ask that you remain seated till you hear the whistle blow one time, then you can deboard on the right-hand side if you so wish to do. We'll be here for about 7.5 to 8 minutes. There's the whistle. All right, if you have small children with you, we ask that the adults place themselves on the outside of the row. If that's not practical, make sure they're held or easily within your reach during the ride. Second, we ask everyone to remain properly and safely seated. That means no moving around in the seat. Keep your head, hands, and feet all inside the car. Last but not least, no vaping, smoking, eating, or drinking on the train except for bottled water. If you have some, take your drink and put the cup back on. Thanks to Angelo and for getting us out here on time. If you look to your left as we cross the crossing here, you'll be looking down into the Model T district, where you can get a ride on a real Model T. Just past the orange building here, you'll see a white picket fence with a big farmhouse in the front of it. That farmhouse was the birthplace of Henry Ford. It was originally about 3 1/4 miles from here. He had it moved into Greenfield Village. There are presenters in the building. love to talk to you about what Henry experienced growing up in there. If you keep looking to the left, you'll be looking down Main Street, the next district. And along Main Street, we have Mrs. Cohen's Millinery Shop down in Detroit, where they make lovely hats for ladies, and they're available for sale. Across the street from it is the Wright Brothers Cycle Shop and the Wright Brothers Home. Both brought here from D&LN. Now you see another white picket fence, but this is a long one because it surrounds Thomas Edison Menlo Park Laboratory from Menlo Park, New Jersey. Everyone knows Edison invented the light bulb and the phonograph, but most don't know that he had over 1,000 patents in the United States and several hundred over in Western Europe. The building across the street, the yellow one, was the first building. It's a residence. It was wired for electricity. Many of Edison's male employees who were single males lived there. Next to it, sit please. Florida, even working on their road vacation. At the top of the hill is Maple Lane. That is in the Porches and Parlors area. Entry is up the street there or through this covered bridge. You get into Porches and Parlors. There are many buildings of various historic value, and some are also famous people like Robert Frost, the author. Also at the top of the hill there on the right is Cotswold Cottage, where they do serve English tea. Henry bought that for his wife, brought it here, and had it put in place so she could visit whenever she liked, because she loved that area of England when they visited there. Now you've got Ginger welcoming you into Susquehanna Station. Please remain seated until you hear the whistle blow. Once that whistle blows, it will be safe for you to deboard on the left-hand side only. There's the whistle. As we leave the station here, we thank Ginger for helping us get out of here on time. That building, the big one on the left of the three white buildings there, was the home of the people who operated Susquehanna Plantation. On it, there was over 600 acres of property where they were growing wheat, corn, and tobacco. The next building you'll see is a red one. That is a one-room house. It was the home of the Clinton family. Mr. and Mrs. Clinton and 7 children lived in that house. Next is our Ferris windmill from up on Cape Cod. And just past it is a pre-colonial building called Daggett Farm. In the back, they do have a garden area that they work with, and they cook themselves a meal each day. They love to talk to you about life with Spike for the folks who lived there before, during, and after the Revolutionary War. Inside that fenced area over on the left, you can see a couple wild turkeys and also some of our horses. These horses are the ones that are pulling the wagons or working on the farm, pulling the farm equipment. They work for 4 days, then they get to come out here for a few days just to relax the muscles before they have to go back to work. The engine pulling us is our number 7. It was built in 1897. That signal you heard is used in the United States and Canada on all railroads at crossings of either pedestrian or vehicle crossings. We're now in our wildlife preserve area where we have deer, fox, possum, raccoons, squirrels, and more wild turkey. And further down, there's a section on the right where the river Rouge runs through, and sometimes we see egrets and blue heron in there. I'm going to be quiet now so you can experience riding the rails like you would have in the early 1900s. we finish coming around the corner, you'll see that big green space. Starting next Sunday and Saturday, 1:30 in the afternoon, we'll have old-fashioned baseball there. We have two teams, and they play against teams all around the Midwest, either here or at those teams' home fields.
1 week snow.
Up on the hill, it's the backside of houses on Fortune Farmers District, along Maple Lane. The one with the red brick, that's no Westner's house, Mr. Dictionary. Building ahead of you is part of the Henry Ford Academy, which is a school in Wayne County. It is a charter school, so there is no charge for students attending. They apply to have their kids attend 9th grade. They're chosen by lottery. 9th grade meets in the museum, 10th and 11th grade meets here in this building, and around the corner you'll see some Pullman cars. Those are used for the seniors. And we have about 255 students each year, and we get a 95.5% or better graduation rate. The waterway on the right is not the river. The river's on the left rather. The river is on your right. That water on the left is floodwater avoidance by a drainage system that's up in the village to keep from flooding any of the buildings or the walkabout areas up there. The canoes you see are used during summer camp here. Chapel that Henry Ford had built here and named for his mother and mother-in-law. We have many, many weddings in that building and other celebrations, and especially during the summer months, but all the time the Greenfield building is open. To the right of it is an entry to Taste of History. That's our cafeteria style restaurant. At the other end of it is our sit-down restaurant, Eagle Tavern. And further down is Stand 44. All our restaurants are now closed for the day. Stand 44 is where you can actually get pizza here inside Greenfield Village. That building with the cupola on top was the 1913 Herschel Spelman Carousel, still in operation. We're pulling into Railroad Junction now. We're coming into Smith Creek Station. We got Gordon up here welcoming you. And as you've been told, everyone will have to deboard the train here because this one is going out of service, but the other will only be another 15 minutes behind us. There's the whistle. It's now